So Doja Cat, we've talked about Doja Cat many times on here. She's a lot like other celebrities where people say, what the hell is a Doja Cat? And then Mary has to explain to you what the hell a Doja Cat is. But she's a celebrity. She's a singer. She's annoying.
She made the song Say So. Remember that during COVID?
And she's annoying. And she is now being accused of being possessed by a succubus demon, according to this conspiracy theorist on TikTok.
I love conspiracy theorist women on TikTok. I think they're the best. So this person has a theory that on Doja Cat's 27th birthday, she joined the 27 Club. And she's not talking about the 27 Club as it means people who commit suicide at 27. Kurt Cobain, Amy Winehouse, that type of thing. She thinks that a demonic ritual happened at Doja Cat's 27th birthday in 2020, where she was brought into the Hollywood cabal and ritually possessed by a demon. And that's why she has changed her look so much. She's gotten all of these demonic tattoos. She's making demonic songs where she's, dressed up like the devil and dancing around with the Grim Reaper, stuff like that. I think it's a misguided attempt to be edgy.
It's not as annoying as her doing the cat noises.
But I also don't count out the possibility that people in the entertainment industry do these type of rituals to sell their soul, even if they don't believe in the demonic. I bet that a lot of them do these type of occult rituals and so-called eyes wide shut parties
absolutely,
in exchange for monetary reward from the rest of their industry and blackmail material being disseminated. So, I mean, I don't count it out as a possibility, but let's hear it straight from the horse's mouth.
With the scary music in it.
Yeah, with the ominous tunes in the background of the video.
Is it I gotta make sure I have both of them here because you sent two. Oh God, there's the photo.
Scroll to the one right before this.
Can I do that on here? I've got it from the first video anyway. It's this one here.
Yeah.
Here we go, guys.
You guys, as someone who's been a fan since 2014 of Doja Cat, that girl is possessed by a demon. And I'm not talking about like the Hollywood transition, Britney Spears type of shit. I'm talking about a succubus, a real demon. I honestly think that at her birthday party, October 24th of 2020, that theme, that masquerade theme, I don't know what happened inside of her 27th birthday party, but she was marked and she was possessed, and that is why we are seeing the Doja Cat we see now. So Doja's career kicked off in 2014. Like, this is the Doja that I know. This is the Doja that I know. When she came out with that song, Move, Move, Move.
Bitch, I'm a cat.
That's the bitch that I know. And even as she continued to release these albums and go up in fame, Doja did not change. Like, she was still her. Regardless of the little goofy ass shit she said, she still remained true to herself. She came out with like 3 albums, a song with Nicki Minaj, and she was like trending on TikTok really big. And even then, she wasn't doing all this crazy shit that she's doing now. That's why I say that at her 27th birthday party, they did something to her and something literally jumped into her body and possessed the fuck out of her.
I hate it when that happens.
She had her 27th birthday party in LA and it was a masquerade theme. That is what she wore, and literally all of Hollywood was there for it. Even celebs like Winnie Harlow, and I don't even know who that is, but I know he's a high-end celebrity. I can't remember his name.
He's so important, I don't know who he is.
The whole theme changed into like Illuminati gala. And this party was in 2022, October. You guys, right after that party, she started doing some really crazy shit. So like
Maybe
the next time I saw Doja after like her crazy success, after her birthday party, the bitch was on live cutting her hair off. And it wasn't like a Britney moment. It was so sinister. Like, everyone watching it was trying to figure out what the fuck was going on. But again, it wasn't the first time someone in Hollywood would completely lose their shit, so we just let it go. And then after that, I just started noticing that she lost a lot of weight. Doja Cat was always this thick, juicy baddie, okay? And I mean thicker than cold peanut butter. Like, she was a girl's girl. Like,
you heard her here first, ladies and gentlemen. To be a girl's girl is to be...
If you lose weight, you're possessed by a demon.
You're possessed by a demon.
Doja, I know. Then she all of a sudden pops up looking like this. Like, I was already skeptical because like I've seen the documentaries. People who are possessed, they literally have like rapid weight loss. And I'm not fucking stupid. I know that sometimes people just change, but this shit was like overnight. Like it was weird.
It was Ozempic.
Here's the problem. She's making a very, very false, like faulty initial assumption, which is that she knows her at all anyways.
Well, I think that the evidence she's bringing up, like the weight loss, shaving her head, all of that can be written off as celebrities being crazy. That stuff happens all the time.
Cocaine.
But there's other stuff that I think genuinely would point in that direction. She does have demonic tattoos. I actually looked into this before the show. So one of them is a dagger driven through an eyeball on her hand. She has a cow skull on one of her wrists. Again. She has a half human, half bat skeleton with extended wings all over her back. She said that the meaning of this is that bats often represent death in the sense of letting go of the old and bringing in the new. And below that is a spider hanging off of the spine. And she has a phrase from Gretel and Hansel on her bicep that reads, "Children, please beware of gifts, beware of those that offer them, and beware of those who are only too happy to take them." And lastly, she has illustrations of deformed animals on her arms. One of them is a donkey with scales on its limbs, human breasts, an elephant stump and a human hand, and bird claws and a cow hoof for feet. And another illustration on her arm is of the devil holding a pitchfork. How original. Again, it could be just a misguided attempt at seeming edgy and stuff. And she did get a lot of pushback on this. One person commented under her tattoo of the Baphomet saying, "Not a fan anymore. I used to love you, but you clearly sold your soul to the devil, unfollowed." And she said, "Whatever helps you sleep at night." And then she posted an explanation of the deformities that she tattooed on herself, saying, "Your fear is not my problem." And these illustrations come from a guy named Fortunio Licetti, and they were in the 1600s when there was a cultural obsession with deformities, like deformed fetuses. There were freak shows in the circuses. And unlike many of his contemporaries, this illustrator did not see deformity as something negative as a result of errors or failures in the course of nature. Instead, he likened nature to an artist who, faced with some imperfection in the materials to be shaped, ingeniously created another form still more admirable.
Drugs are a far better explanation than all of that.
But are you really going to deny that celebrities...
I think you can be edgy and do drugs, yes.
No, I think that celebrities definitely do demonic rituals.
Look, there's plenty of amazingly consistent stories about people selling their soul for fame. I don't know what that has to do with shaving your head like you're doing a Britney Spears moment or having a mental breakdown. I don't know if that's demonic. I think it's more likely that she's hitting the outset of high and drug use, and she's using frequently, and she's just now seeing the side effects of it. I can't say.
Could it not be all of these things put together?
I mean, a lot
I think
of people,
that being possessed by a demon would probably have some negative effects on your psyche and mental health and the way that you present yourself to the world.
I will tell you this.
That's not even to mention this insane reverse thirst trap that she posted recently.
When you're in the throes of severe drug use that you can't get away from, there's a strong correlation to feeling like you're possessed by a demon.
Well, I also think that drug use can open someone up to demonic possession, especially when you're dealing with psychedelics.
Possessed for another hit, I've been there.
Brett, my point is there is a supernatural realm. There are supernatural beings in this world who do prey upon people, and it's not just famous people too. I was watching this episode that recently came out of Pints with Aquinas this morning, where he was interviewing an exorcist. And he talked about how, 6 out of 10 people that I got to help, I find out that it's mental illness or there's some other explanation. They're just making it up for attention, something like that. But then when he actually discerns that they are being demonically oppressed or possessed or influenced in some way, most of those people are unhelpable because they want to keep the things that Satan gave them. Basically, that he gives you a gift, which is actually a curse. Like one woman, he said that he encountered, had this gift to see into people's hearts and see their sins. Mm-hmm. And she would just walk up to someone and be like, your wife is cheating on you with a man named Pete. And she would be right. Or there were other, seemingly innocuous things. Like she would know where someone lost their wallet or something like that. Okay. But that power that she got over people, that ability to control and manipulate, she didn't want to give it up. So she wasn't able to be exorcised of the demons that were making her life a living hell. And I'm sure that being demonically oppressed or possessed, or living in an infested home would negatively affect someone's mental health. That doesn't mean that the demonic isn't at influence there. That doesn't mean the demons aren't at play necessarily. It could be multiple factors at once. So I don't know about Doja Cat in particular, but I think we can all safely guess that there are a lot of celebrities in vogue right now who did demonic rituals, selling their souls to Satan. Whether or not they believe Satan is even real, I believe that they do this as a trade-off for monetary success.
Well, if this
and they're not willing to give that up in exchange for having their soul back.
If this right here is the price for from the devil for monetary success, I want none of it. I want none of it. And I will tell you this.
Brett said he was retching when he saw this.
I retched a little bit. I almost threw up breakfast.
Very rudely compared her breasts to hacky sacks.
No. To cornhole, like to the things you throw in a game of cornhole.
Oh, yeah.
Like, but yeah, look, you could be right. I guess as somebody who's just been through something what many people who do take perhaps a more supernatural approach to it would see as being possessed, and a lot of people make that corollary where they see somebody who's severely addicted to drugs as, akin to being possessed by a demon. It's a power that you can't always see or control. Sure, you can see the drugs, but you can't, once you take them, you can't see the evil that's going on in your body. You can only feel it and experience it. So I tend to take a more pragmatic approach to something like this. I look at somebody who is, first of all, we're talking COVID. We're talking, so everyone's stuck in their homes. We're talking about celebrities who are naturally extremely narcissistic and dependent on public approval. And I see the pull that people in that realm, and we know that celebrities are famously very, very drawn to drugs to dull out the side effects of fame. I see all that, and I'm not accusing her of something. That would be rude, but I see this as something where the more likely explanation to me is either that or somebody who's suffering an extreme reaction to fame that she never believed she would, like, that she never imagined coming from the fame that she didn't know she was going to have, right? So she's reacting negatively to the public pressure and the influence. And is that demonic?
But any exorcist will tell you that they search for these naturalistic explanations before they ever go ahead and assume that someone is possessed or oppressed by demons. Like, they also think of all of these explanations that you're listing right now. And I also think that people unwittingly invite demons to interfere in their lives all the time, especially by leaning into these occult practices or occult imagery in their homes, or literally permanently tattooed on their bodies. I think that in and of itself can invite a demon to possess you. Like, perhaps. Genuinely, I do.
I see that is very possible. Or it is possible, I should say. I just see the side effects of drugs, narcissism, fame, and isolation being the more plausible, practical, pragmatic explanation for somebody of her situation, right? Like, now if we're talking about somebody else and the circumstances are different, sure, yeah. But, like, it is what it is. I feel bad that she's going through it. I don't want anybody to suffer, especially if it's drugs, right? Like, I wouldn't wish drug addiction or dependence on my worst enemy, if I indeed had a worst enemy. Who's my worst enemy in the chat? I have no idea. But whoever that is, I wouldn't want them to suffer or have to go through that. And I will tell you what, there were times at my worst when I wasn't recognizable to the person that I am now, and would be in many ways still very much ashamed of that person. And if we were talking in a not so literal sense, it felt like a different person. it feels like demon possession sometimes. So maybe the difference is
yes, there are a lot of things that can look like supernatural occurrence, but actually have natural explanations. I'm not gonna
maybe we need to get her
that
on
at all.
like a show where they try to.
I don't think that would.
Is there an exorcist TV show where like a real world exorcist goes around and?
Of course not.
That's not a thing. Okay, I don't know.
At least not any exorcist worth their salt. Get it?
Got it. Oh, by the way, Waffle Sensei says, I think he's saying I'm his worst enemy. Like he's my worst enemy in the chat. So see, if Waffle Sensei is in fact my worst enemy, I would not wish drug addiction or dependence on him. Mm-hmm. So, and yes, the like.
And with you bringing up drug addiction as a possible explanation for this, I agree that could be what's going on here. But I also think that drug use and seeking out psychedelic experiences can also open you up to demonic influence. I 100% am convicted in that. It doesn't always happen. Do you have to believe? Do you have to believe in the demon for it to be real? Literally, no, of course not.
Hey, I was told there's no such thing as a stupid question.
But like this exorcist that I'm talking about, where I was watching his interview, he said that people who don't believe in demons or believe in hell or in Satan can still open themselves up to demonic oppression or possession, or they can invite demons to infest their home without knowing it, because occult practices are becoming trendy now. Like people are buying tarot cards at Barnes and Noble thinking nothing of it. People are reading their horoscopes.
I mean, this was big in the 90s
They're tattooing
too.
Baphomet on their bodies. They're tattooing demon sigils on themselves. And they don't know what the stakes are when they do these things, but still, it's putting out a welcome mat for supernatural forces that want to destroy you. So I don't know about Doja Cat's particular situation. She could just be a wannabe edgelord, but I think still like leaning into those satanic aesthetics are also putting out a welcome mat for demons to play with you.
Maybe they're interdimensional aliens.
I think that interdimensional aliens are demons.
Maybe.
I think aliens are time traveling demons.
Has this woman been to Bohemian Grove? I need to know.
Probably.
I need to know.
Also, they didn't show this in that video, but she showed in her other video that at Doja Cat's birthday party, her cake literally had the Illuminati symbol on it, and with the all-seeing eye, and then the Freemason symbol on the top of the cake.
I mean, isn't it also true though? Now, like you said, this stuff is becoming.
It was supposed to be edgy, but that doesn't mean it's harmless.
Okay.
That's the only point I'm trying to make.
The real question is, what the hell does Doja Cat think about eyelash length? That's what we need to ask her.
Her eyelashes are looking very lackluster in this photo. She needs some mascara.
I'm not putting anyone through that photo again. I'm not doing it. I'm too good of a person to do that. Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.